Hello YouTube, how is y'all's day going? Today we have a pretty fun video. We are doing the teams that I think should be sellers at the trade deadline, which is coming up is October 31st. It is Halloween, so it is right around the corner. I'll probably do one more vid on just some sneaky candidates for that as well, so be looking up for that. But if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to hit the like, the subscribe button, comment, any way that you do, anything that you do really helps. And then if you are not following me on TikTok and Twitter, I'm much more active on there. I will have the link down below in the description. Not much else. Let's get into it. All right, so starting off with the worst team in the league based off their record, we have the Carolina Panthers. So, yeah, the Panthers, man, in a little bit of a rough spot right now. I think the main thing that it comes down to is a rookie quarterback behind I wouldn't say terrible, but poor offensive line. Him not having wide receivers that are, wide receiver one caliber, people that are able to get open consistently. Their defense is honestly pretty damn solid. You wouldn't think it over the past, I don't know if that's morale. I don't know what that is, but yeah, so the Panthers here, record 0-5. So when I'm doing this video is I'm doing likely candidates that I really could see getting traded, and then unlikely candidates that I could see getting traded, but it's more unlikely. Just, I wanted to do that so that it gives you guys a little bit of an idea. So CJ Henderson, DJ Chark, Yetur Gross-Matos, all I believe are expiring contracts. Yetur I'm not 100% sure on. CJ Henderson and DJ Chark I know are. Xavier Woods signed a 3-year deal. Let's see, was that 2 seasons ago? Yeah, 2 free agencies ago. And they will actually save a little bit of money by trading him now. So I think any one of those, trading any of those guys is actually really smart for the Panthers. They're all actually kind of surprisingly, not really so much Xavier Woods, but younger players that teams might look for upside or something like that. So, and again, when you're in this rebuilding phase, getting, a 6th or a 5th or something like that for a player is very well worth it. So, just trying to get young, new talent in the locker room is very smart. And then unlikely candidates, Brian Burns, obviously been a huge trade rumor for a while now. I had him in my most recent, top 10 trade candidates for the trade deadline, and I could definitely see a deal getting done. I think it's going to have to be an overwhelming deal, though. I think that a team's really going to have to overtrade because, like I said, the Rams did offer 2 firsts and they declined. So, Frankie Louvu, his contract is up. Great linebacker, has really proven himself on that Carolina defense. He's really kind of a do-it-all. He can rush the passer, he can play in pass coverage, solid tackler. So I really like Frankie Louvu, but I think that they really like him and are probably wanting to bring him back, so I kind of doubt that. Laviska Shenault also, his contract is up, as well as Jeremy Chin. But Laviska Shenault, I feel like they just really like using him as like a gadget player. I don't think that he'll be too expensive to sign. So I definitely can see them like hanging on to him. But, if the right team calls, maybe that they're wanting him. So Jeremy Chin, his contract is up. I think it would be stupid not to re-sign this man. I think he's shown plenty of potential, and I think he's probably only going to get better with age. So I really like Jeremy Chin. He's only 25 going into free agency. So, could see a deal getting done. Again, I think that's one of those players that probably has to be a little bit more overwhelming of an offer. I would guess close to first-round value for Jeremy Chin, to be honest with you. I would say maybe not close, but a second-rounder or something like that, which I honestly think a lot of teams would do. Excuse me. Shy Tuttle, they just actually signed. But once again, I think that it's actually kind of realistic, that they just start moving some pieces. Same with Shaq Thompson. He's been a trade rumor as well. And his contract isn't expiring, but they would save a good amount of cap space on by moving on from him. So on to the next. The New York Giants. New York Giants 1-4, looking really rough. Feel like that's more of a tribute to the offensive line's play. Poor Daniel Jones. And I do not like Daniel Jones. I think he's overrated as hell, but that offensive line is atrocious right now. Likely candidates, I have Leonard Williams, who, again, I had in my trade video. have Adoree Jackson. Both of these guys are actually all four of these guys' contracts are expiring. I believe. I'm not 100% sure about Sterling Shepard now. Yeah. All four of them are expiring contracts. All four of them, I think, should literally be traded. And especially Darnay Holmes, because he is only 25. He's a decent slot corner. I think he can continue to build. I think teams will see that, and I think that they'll have interest in him. The Giants, just paid Daniel Jones some serious money, one less contract to pay. Jackson, probably their best corner. If you trade him, there's probably plenty of teams that'd be interested in him. Sterling Shepard, older slot receiver, a team that might need some leadership, a team that might need a slot receiver, might reach out for that. And then Leonard Williams, just an older defensive lineman that I think a lot of teams would like to have. The only thing is his contract. Unlikely candidates, Xavier McKinney, also a young safety about to hit free agency. Saquon Barkley, going to hit free agency unless they come to a deal with him. I really doubt Saquon Barkley gets traded. I really doubt it. Mark Lewinsky, if they trade him, they save a decent bit of cap space. It's not crazy. I think it was like $5 million. The offensive line's already bad. If they're not playing well, why not trade one of them, especially if teams are interested. And then Azeez has been actually pretty solid for the Giants, but I think he's been slightly underwhelming, probably not what they hoped him to be. So I could definitely see them moving on from him, for the right value. And I think that they probably should. So, the Giants, I feel like it would be a smart team to start hitting that rebuild. The Chicago Bears, now, the Chicago Bears, I really don't think, to be honest with you, should be that involved in selling. I think that they could be, and that's why they're on here, but I don't think that they should be. They kind of are. Like, I know that it's 1-4, so it doesn't seem like that, but I don't think like NFL fans realize what heading in the right direction means. It doesn't mean that you're winning. It means that like your team as what you are building is starting to head in that right direction. I think the Bears are heading in that right direction. If Justin Fields can keep up the play that he's had for the past 2 games, then they've got their franchise guy. If he can't, then they have, I think both 1 and 2 projected picks belong to them right now. So, if he doesn't work out, then they're going to be able to grab, someone like Caleb Williams or Drake May or whoever they please, really. So they're really trending in the right direction. They've got a decent wide receiver room. Offensive line's looking better. Defensively, the secondary looks pretty damn solid. Linebackers are solid. It's just kind of that D-line / edge rush group. But likely candidates, Yannick Ngakoue, who they just brought in. Yeah, just a good edge rusher that I think that teams might be looking to buy in, whether an injury comes up or, a team that's wanting to make a playoff push but needs edge rusher, wink, wink, Atlanta Falcons. Justin Jones, Justin Jones, I don't believe his contract is up. I do believe that they would save money by trading him. Rasheem Green's contract is up. Dante Foreman, I really think they should trade. They have Rashawn Johnson, they have Khalil Herbert, and they have Travis Homer, and they like pretty much all of them more than Foreman. And Foreman's honestly a really good back. He's done really good production the past 2 years. I think that, teams would be interested, and I think getting rid of him, even if it's just for a 7th, is absolutely worth it. Jawan Williams, just a younger corner that's shown some flashes. Andrew Billings, he's a free agent. Robert Tonyan is a free agent. They're not using Tonyan almost at all. It's probably really stupid because he's been given great production in Green Bay, and they're really just using Kmet more than him. So I think that they should trade him. If you're 1-4, you're not using him that much, trade him. Some unlikely candidates, I would say, is Darnell Mooney and Jalen Johnson, who are both free agents. I both see them being re-signed. So, that's pretty much all I have for the Bears. The Cardinals. Now, again, I feel like it's a team that's, I wouldn't say not quite as much as the Bears, but kind of heading in the right direction. They did a really good job of getting rid of a lot of pieces. I think that they did a pretty damn good job with the draft. I think that it's one of those things where you've given up. If you are, in my opinion, I think that if you are going to be a seller right now, you need to be selling some decent pieces. And what I mean by that is I would probably say Marquise Brown, Budda Baker, and maybe even Myjai Sanders. those are guys that you're going to be getting pretty damn good compensation for, right? So, Marquise Brown comes off the top of my head, mostly because he's been in trade rumors for a while now. Pretty much ever since he got traded to Arizona, honestly. Chris Barnes, young linebacker, pretty solid. Greg Dortch, 25-year-old wide receiver, free agent. Kaiser White is on a 2-year deal, I believe, but they would save a little bit. I think it's not by much. I think it's almost like $500K or something like that. But again, when you're a team that's this poor, you're already 1-4. You get a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. It makes a difference. So, unlikely candidates. Kyler Murray has been he's been in trade rumors pretty much ever since he got in the league. Honestly, not really, but probably sophomore season for sure. So yeah, Kyler Murray. Don't see it getting done. Could it? Yes, and that's why he's on here. But I probably out of everyone that I have in the unlikely candidates, I highly doubt Kyler Murray. Buda Baker is a free agent. He requested a trade at the beginning of the season. I don't see that happening, but it could happen. It could happen. I wouldn't doubt it. He is 28 years old. He might be just really adamant about getting out of there. I don't really blame him. So yeah, very talented safety that I think teams would pay a decent bit for. Myjai Sanders. This is his sophomore season. Might just be somebody that, the teams want, a younger edge rusher, I believe out of Cincinnati. I think it's somebody that the Cardinals would potentially be okay with giving up and might receive decent compensation for. So that's why I have him on there. Denver Broncos. Now, if there's one team out of all of them, even the Panthers, if there's one team that I think should be a seller, it is the Denver Broncos. They have tried to be competitive for way too long, have never tried to hit that reset button, and it has failed them and their fans. Broncos fans, prayers out to you. I feel so bad for you. Honestly, the fans deserve a rebuild. If you're going to be losing this bad every single season, it might as well be in a rebuild because they're one of the worst. They are the worst future in the NFL. They are the worst future in the NFL. So, Denver Broncos, likely candidates. I pretty much put everyone on here. Josie Jewell, Frank Clark, Kwan Williams, Adam Troutman, PJ Locke, Samaje Perine, Cortland Sutton, Alex Singleton, DJ Jones, Justin Simmons. DJ Jones and Justin Simmons, I especially think actually will get traded, even though Justin Simmons is probably their best player, and Pat Surtain, but Justin Simmons is easily one of the best players on their defense. He is older now, but they would save a lot of money, and that's what they need, especially. They need to be saving a lot of money. They would say, I think it was like 15 or something like that if they traded him. So definitely worth it. DJ Jones, they save a decent bit of money too. All those guys are either expiring, you save a little bit of money, or you can get great value for them. So I think Cortland Sutton will be traded. I actually am a pretty firm believer in that. Marvin Mims is doing pretty good things for them. Maybe you roll with Judy and Mims, maybe that's what happens. But I think all those guys literally should be traded. Like, I'm being so dead ass. Like, get picked for these guys, start the effing rebuild. Like, it is stop trying to play around now. Like, it's done. And I'm getting passionate about it because I feel for Broncos fans. It's awful what they've done. Unlikely candidates, I do have Jerry Jeudy on there. He was on, as well as Cortland Sutton, on my trade candidates video. I do think that Jerry Jeudy could absolutely get traded, but I think that he is less likely to get traded than a lot of these players. I think they might want to roll with him as maybe their wide receiver one for the future, but how long is that future going to, I don't know. Javonte Williams, really doubt it, but could see it happening for the right offer. Baron Browning, really super doubt it, but is a player that would get pretty damn good conversation. Pat Surtain, very much doubt it, but, if a team's willing to give, a first-round pick in 2 seconds or something like that and pay the guy, might be worth it. Zach Allen, who they just signed, they'll lose money on that for sure, but, might be somebody that teams are wanting to grab, and the Broncos are just trying to get more picks in there. Kane Stearns, young safety, doing actually pretty good. He's progressing pretty well. I could see him fetching a decent amount of value. Garrett Bowles he had an interview where he said he's just been here for I think it was like, what was it? He's 28. I think he said he's been here for 5 years or 4 years or something like that. And he was like, and all I've done is lose, so could see him getting out. Quinn Miner is a young guard that I think could fetch a decent bit of value. Again, those guys are the more unlikely candidates, but could see it happening. Moving on, we have the New England Patriots. Patriots, not somebody that I think needs a super sell. But I definitely think should sell a little bit. They should be getting some more draft picks, and they do need to kind of hit the reset button here. Do a little bit of a rebuild, because what they've got going on is not working out. And, they're trying to just compile a bunch of wide receivers instead of getting a true wide receiver one. Mac Jones is not the future, it seems like. Bailey Zappi probably isn't either. So time to look for a future quarterback, time to look for a better wide receiver group. Defense is honestly pretty solid, but, might be time to move on from some guys. So likely candidates, I had Mike Gesicki in my trade candidates video. Definitely think he could get traded. Trent Brown is a free agent. Kendrick Bourne and Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki are all free agents. Could definitely see them all getting traded. Yep, 2 tight ends getting traded. I think the Patriots would benefit actually decent from that. They might be able to get decent value for those tight ends. Unlikely candidates, Mac Jones, super doubt it. I don't know what team would really be going for him. Bailey Zappi, maybe if a team, maybe a really good quarterback gets knocked out right before the playoffs or something like that. Could happen. Kyle Duggar, doubt it. He's a free agent. Josh Uche, doubt it. He's a free agent. I think that both of those guys will most likely get re-signed, as well as Onwenu, who is also a free agent. Devontae Parker could only really see happening if they get decent value, plus they're kind of locked into a contract, so I think it's more about teams actually wanting Parker. He's older now. Ramondre Stevenson might just be wanting to get a better running back for the future. Again, if they can get decent value for him, I think that may be good. And then Jonathan Jones, who they just kind of re-signed, might be just time to get rid of someone like that. I think that a lot of teams would be interested in a slot corner like that. And the Minnesota Vikings, another team that I think should start. I wouldn't even really want to call it a rebuild, because they're so much better than what their record is. More of a retool. Likely candidates, I do see Daniel Hunter getting traded. He's been injury prone, but has put up good production when he's been on the field. I think a lot of teams would be interested in him. He's 28 years old, a free agent, been in trade rumors for a long time. Marcus Davenport, who they just signed in the offseason, I think might be able to, fetch a late round pick or something like that. That's something that's worth giving up when you're 1-4. Ezra Cleveland, young tackle that they use at guard a lot. KJ Osborne, free agent. Harrison Phillips, a nose tackle for them that's done pretty damn good and is, I think, only 27 right now. And they would save a little bit of money on that. So might be worth moving on from. Unlikely candidates, Kirk Cousins. He's in big rumors right now, especially to go to my Atlanta Falcons. I really doubt that. I really super doubt that. I think that they just ride out to the end of the year and then hit free agency and he goes somewhere else.Maybe to Atlanta. But DJ Wanham, free agent, but he's young. He's 25. He's done pretty good things for them. So I think that he could get traded, get a decent little, couple picks for him or something like that. But I doubt it. Harrison Smith, doubt it, but it could happen. Byron Murphy, who they just signed, they would lose a tiny bit of money, tiny bit, but might be worth it again if you're getting that value. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Just wanted to throw out some teams that I think should be sellers and, but let me know what you guys think. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's have some, some debates down there. I'd love to hear you guys' input. Do you feel like there's a team that I left out? Do you think that should I be doing buyers? Should I do buyers? Teams that I think will be actually trading for players from the sellers. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's really all I have for you guys. Stay safe and God bless.